Do you ever wake up and feel like you just want to lie down all day? No energy, no motivation, no desire to move. And you think, I'm being lazy. But what if you're not lazy? What if your soul is asking for something you've been ignoring for too long? Today, we're going to talk about what that feeling really means and why it might be one of the most important signals your inner self is sending you. In a world that glorifies hustle, productivity, and constant movement, wanting to lie down feels like failure. We are told to push harder, work more, stay busy. But sometimes that heavy feeling in your body isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Your soul speaks quietly, not with loud words, but with exhaustion, boredom, and a deep craving for stillness. If you've been feeling this way, this video is for you. Imagine waking up in the morning and feeling tired, even before doing anything. Your body feels heavy. Your mind feels slow, and you think, maybe I just need more sleep. But sometimes sleep is not the solution, because the truth is, your body can hold emotional weight. Let's understand this step by step. First, you need to know that emotions are not only inside your mind, they also live inside your body. When you feel stress, sadness, fear, or pressure, your brain sends signals to your muscles, heart, and nervous system. If these emotions are not expressed or released, they stay inside you. Think of it like carrying a backpack full of stones. Each worry, each suppressed feeling, each unspoken pain adds another stone. You may not notice it at first, but over time, the weight becomes heavy. That is why some people feel tired even when they are not physically working hard. Second, emotional pain can turn into physical tension. Have you ever felt tightness in your shoulders, or pressure in your chest, or headache without a clear medical reason? This happens because your body is reacting to stored stress. When you keep worrying, overthinking, or hiding your emotions, your muscles stay in a defensive state. It is like your body is always preparing for danger, even when there's no danger around you. Your body is trying to protect you, but protection can slowly become exhaustion. Third, emotional weight can steal your motivation. When your heart feels heavy, starting new tasks feels difficult. You may want to study, work, or improve yourself, but something inside keeps saying, later, not now. It is not laziness. It is emotional fatigue. For example, imagine a student who is under family pressure, academic stress, and fear of failure. Even if that student wants to focus, the brain keeps replaying worries. The result? Low energy, poor concentration, and constant desire to just lie down. Fourth, many people try to fight emotional weight by pushing harder. They think success is only about discipline and effort, but if emotional pain is not processed, pushing harder can make exhaustion worse. It is like trying to run faster while carrying a heavy bag. You may move, but you will burn out quickly. True strength is not ignoring emotions. True strength is understanding them. Fifth, your body needs emotional release, not emotional suppression. You don't have to carry everything silently. Talking to someone you trust, writing your thoughts in a journal, or spending quiet time alone can help release inner pressure. Your soul doesn't want perfection, it wants honesty. Now, here's one practical example. Think about someone who is going through heartbreak but keeps pretending everything is fine. They go to work, they smile, they act normal, but inside, sadness is stored. After some time, they feel tired all the time without understanding why. This is emotional weight becoming physical exhaustion. Your body is not broken. Your emotions are just asking for attention. And here is one actionable tip you can apply immediately. Right now, take a slow breath. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 2 seconds. Then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Do this 3 to 5 times. While breathing, tell yourself mentally, I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to feel. I am safe. This simple exercise helps calm your nervous system and releases small amounts of emotional tension. Remember this important truth. You are not weak because you feel tired. You are not lazy because you want to lie down. Sometimes your body is carrying emotions your words could not express. Listen to your body, respect your rest, and take small steps toward emotional healing. Because when emotional weight is released, energy returns. And when energy returns, life starts feeling lighter again. Have you ever finished a whole day and suddenly realized you don't remember much of it? You woke up, you ate, you worked or studied, you scrolled your phone, and before you knew it, the day was gone. That feeling means something important. You may have been living on autopilot. Let's understand this step by step. First, What does living on autopilot mean? It means doing things without real awareness. Your body is moving, but your mind is not fully present. It is like driving a car but thinking about something else the whole time. Many people fall into this state because life becomes routine. Wake up, check phone, go to work or school, return home, sleep, repeat. There is nothing wrong with routine, but the problem starts when routine becomes mechanical. When you stop asking yourself, why am I doing this? Second, living on autopilot disconnects you from meaning. Human beings need purpose, not just productivity. You could be busy all day and still feel empty inside. Maybe you're working hard, maybe you're studying hard, but if your heart is not connected to what you're doing, your brain enters survival mode. You stop feeling excitement, you stop feeling curiosity, everything starts feeling normal, even if something inside you feels missing. Third, your brain loves autopilot because it saves energy. Thinking deeply requires mental effort. Making decisions requires focus, so your brain sometimes chooses the easiest path. Repeat what is familiar. But comfort does not always mean growth. Imagine wearing the same shoes every day. They feel comfortable. But if you never try new shoes, you may never know what fits better. Life is similar. If you stay inside mental comfort zones too long, you may stop discovering new possibilities. Fourth, autopilot living reduces emotional awareness. You may ignore how you truly feel. You might say, I am fine, even when you are tired, stressed, or unhappy. You might keep pushing forward without checking your inner state. This is dangerous because suppressed feelings do not disappear. They slowly turn into mental fatigue, lack of motivation, or emotional heaviness. Fifth, let's talk about a simple, practical example. Think about a student who studies every day because it is expected, not because the student is curious, not because learning feels meaningful, just because it is the routine. That student may pass exams, but learning may feel boring. Over time, motivation decreases because there is no emotional connection with the activity. Now, here's something very important. Living on autopilot is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that your mind is trying to protect energy, but you don't want to stay there forever, because life becomes shallow when you stop noticing it. You start missing small joys, the sound of morning silence, the feeling of fresh air, the satisfaction of understanding something new. Your soul wants presence, not just performance. So what can you do right now? Here is one actionable tip you can apply immediately. Pause for 1 minute. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Urgent. What am I doing right now? Urgent. Why am I doing right now? Gaijin. Does this matter to me? You don't need deep philosophical answers, just honesty. If you cannot answer the second or third question, it means you may be moving on autopilot. Then try adding one small conscious action today. Maybe drink water slowly while thinking about it. Maybe walk for 5 minutes without looking at your phone. Maybe listen carefully when someone speaks. Small awareness breaks the autopilot cycle. Remember this truth. You are not just a machine that repeats tasks. You are a living, thinking, feeling human being. Your life is not meant to be lived in background mode. Wake up mentally, not just physically. Be present in your choices. Notice your days. Question your path. Because real life starts when you stop living automatically and start living consciously. Sometimes you feel lazy, but the truth is that you may not be lazy at all. You may be overstimulated. Overstimulation happens when your brain receives too much information, too many emotions, and too much digital noise every day. Modern life surrounds us with constant stimulation. Notifications, social media, news updates, videos, messages, and comparison with others. Your brain rarely gets real silence because something is always demanding your attention. Think of it like drinking water continuously, even when you are not thirsty. At some point, your body feels uncomfortable. The same happens to your mind when information keeps entering without rest. When your brain becomes overloaded, motivation decreases, focus becomes weak, and starting simple tasks feels difficult. You may want to study, work, or improve yourself, but your thoughts keep jumping from one idea to another, like too many tabs open in a mental browser. This does not mean you are lazy. It means your nervous system is tired and asking for calm. Many people misunderstand overstimulation as laziness because they judge themselves based on productivity instead of understanding mental energy. Overstimulation often hides behind entertainment. You may think scrolling social media is relaxing, but fast-moving images, endless content, and constant comparison still keep your brain active. True rest is different from entertainment. True rest means allowing your brain to experience silence and mental stillness. When your mind never gets quiet time, it keeps processing information, which slowly creates mental fatigue. For example, imagine a student who studies during the day but spends breaks watching videos, checking messages, and scrolling endlessly. At night, this student feels tired but cannot sleep properly. The next morning, focus becomes harder, not because the student is naturally lazy, but because the brain never truly rested. Overstimulation can also create negative self-judgment. You may start thinking, I should be more productive, or I am wasting time. But constant pressure and negative self-talk make the brain more stressed. Your mind performs better when it feels safe rather than constantly pushed. The solution is not forcing yourself to work harder. The solution is reducing unnecessary stimulation. You don't always need more motivation. Sometimes you need less noise. One simple actionable tip you can apply immediately is the 5-minute silence reset. Put your phone away, sit somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and breathe slowly. Do nothing else. If thoughts come, don't fight them. Just observe them like clouds passing in the sky. Repeat this once or twice a day. This simple practice helps calm your nervous system and allows your brain to recover. You can also start small habits like turning off unnecessary notifications and avoiding constant task switching. Give your brain time to settle and process information naturally. Remember this powerful truth. You're not broken because you feel tired. You're not lazy because you want to rest. You may simply be overstimulated, and your mind is carrying too much noise from the outside world. Your brain is not asking you to quit working or learning. It is asking you to create balance between activity and silence. Real productivity does not come from nonstop effort. Real productivity comes from a calm mind, controlled stimulation, and healthy mental energy. So instead of asking yourself, why am I so lazy? Try asking, have I given my brain enough peace today? Because sometimes the strongest and smartest thing you can do is not push harder, but slow down, breathe deeply, and allow your mind to recover naturally. You are not lazy. You are human, and your brain deserves rest just as much as it deserves learning, growth, and success. Sometimes you feel tired, unmotivated, or emotionally empty even when your life looks normal from the outside. You are working, studying, or doing what is expected from you, but deep inside something feels missing. This feeling often appears when you are ignoring what you truly want in life. Many people live according to external expectations rather than listening to their inner desires. From childhood, society teaches certain ideas about success. Study hard, get a stable job, follow responsibility, and make others proud. These goals are not wrong, but the problem starts when you follow them without asking yourself one simple question. Is this really my choice? When you ignore your true desires for a long time, your mind and heart can feel disconnected. You may become productive on the outside, but feel emotionally tired inside because your inner self is not fully involved in what you are doing. This creates inner conflict where your body keeps moving forward, but your soul feels stuck. For example, imagine someone who loves art, but chooses a career only because it feels safe or socially accepted. Years may pass and they may achieve stability, but a deep feeling of missing something important may stay inside. They may feel tired without understanding the reason because a part of their true identity is being suppressed. Many people are afraid to accept what they truly want because truth can feel scary. You may think, what if I change my path and fail? Or what if people don't understand me? So instead of exploring their real interests, people often choose comfort and social approval. But living a life that does not feel authentic can slowly create emotional heaviness and reduce motivation. This does not mean you must suddenly change your life or abandon responsibilities. It means you should start listening to yourself honestly. Your desires are not enemies of success. Your dreams are not unrealistic just because they are different from others. Your soul often communicates quietly through curiosity, interest, and moments of natural happiness. Think about what makes you feel alive. Maybe you feel peaceful when learning something new. Maybe you feel happy when helping others. Maybe you feel excited when creating something. These emotional signals are important because they show what your heart truly wants. One practical example is a person working in a job they don't love, but starting to spend at least 20 minutes every day learning or practicing something they're truly interested in. Over time, small, consistent actions can open new opportunities and reduce emotional emptiness. You don't need sudden life changes. Growth happens through small steps. One actionable tip you can apply immediately is to ask yourself 3 honest questions tonight. What do I enjoy doing when nobody is watching? What makes me naturally curious? And if I were not afraid, what would I choose? Write the answers without judging yourself. Just listen to your inner voice. Remember that you are not meant to live only for expectations. You are allowed to have your own dreams, your own path, and your own meaning. When your life starts aligning with what your soul truly wants, energy begins to return. Motivation improves, and life starts feeling lighter, more authentic, and more alive. Sometimes you feel exhausted, not because you work too much, but because your mind and heart are carrying hidden pressure. You may feel like lying down, avoiding responsibilities, or escaping from everything around you. But it is important to understand one powerful truth. Your soul is not asking you to escape from life. It is asking for intentional rest, not avoidance. Intentional rest means choosing to relax with awareness and purpose. It is not about running away from problems or distracting yourself from emotional pain. Many people confuse rest with escape. Escape means using distractions to forget stress temporarily, such as endless scrolling, overeating, sleeping excessively, or staying busy without meaning. These actions may give short-term comfort, but they do not solve the inner heaviness. After the distraction ends, the emotional weight returns, and sometimes it feels even stronger. Your body and mind are not weak when you feel tired. Your nervous system may simply be trying to protect you. When you live under continuous stress, pressure, or overthinking, your body enters survival mode. In survival mode, energy is used for protection rather than growth, which makes simple tasks feel difficult. Starting work, studying, or even thinking clearly can feel heavy because your brain is trying to keep you safe from emotional overload. Your body is not lazy. It is reacting to stress signals. For example, imagine a person who feels emotionally tired but spends hours watching videos or scrolling social media to avoid thinking about their problems. At the end of the day, they may feel even more drained because their mind was busy but never truly rested. Now imagine someone who feels tired but chooses to sit quietly for 10 to 15 minutes without phone or distraction. They breathe slowly, stay calm, and allow their thoughts to settle. This kind of intentional rest helps the brain recover energy because rest is given with awareness rather than used as escape. You should also remember that your soul does not want you to quit life or stop growing. It wants balance between movement and silence. You're not meant to stay busy every second, and you are not meant to live in constant distraction. True strength is not only working harder, but also knowing when to pause. Rest is not the enemy of success. Rest is the foundation of sustainable energy and long-term productivity. Without proper rest, motivation slowly decreases, and emotional fatigue builds up inside. That is why learning to rest intentionally is one of the most powerful life skills. One practical example you can follow is the 10-minute conscious rest method. Put your phone away, sit in a comfortable and quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on slow breathing. Do not try to solve problems during this time. If thoughts come, simply observe them without judgment, and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Doing this once every day can help your nervous system reset and reduce mental pressure. One actionable tip you can apply immediately is to schedule at least one small peaceful break today, where you are fully present without distraction. Remember that rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. Your soul is not asking you to escape from your life. It is asking you to live your life with balance, calmness, and intentional peace. Remember the main message of this entire speech. Your tiredness is not always a sign of weakness, laziness, or failure. Sometimes your body is carrying emotional weight. Sometimes you are living on autopilot. Sometimes overstimulation is draining your energy. Sometimes you are ignoring what your heart truly wants. And sometimes your soul is simply asking for intentional rest instead of escape. Life is not meant to be lived in constant pressure or endless distraction. Real strength is knowing yourself, listening to your inner needs, and maintaining balance between effort and recovery. You are not a machine that must work non-stop. You are a human being who grows through both movement and silence. When you learn to pause, breathe, and rest with awareness, your mind becomes clear, your energy returns, and your motivation becomes stronger. Never judge yourself harshly for feeling tired. Instead, ask what your body and soul are trying to tell you. Small moments of peace, honest self-reflection, and intentional rest can slowly rebuild your inner strength. So move forward in life, but move gently, wisely, and with understanding. Because a healthy mind, a calm heart, and a balanced life are the true foundations of lasting success and happiness.